Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are trying out some DREADSHIFT. This is a chromatic black deck that instead of using Mastermind's acquisition and tutor packages is focused on winning with Dread Presence. We drain the opponent out by going directly to the dome whenever we put a swamp onto the battlefield. Golos can fetch those. We can run a whole bunch in our deck, and it doesn't have to be a basic swamp for Dread Presence. It can be a Watery Grave or Overgrown Tomb. And if we cast Scapeshift, we can put a whole bunch of swamps onto the battlefield at the same time and drain our opponent out. In an effort to get to that point of the game, we use Ritual of Soot, and we use a Finality, but also a Find that can get Dread Presences back. We have Hydroid Krasis to pay off kind of a big mana side to the deck. We also have Finale to Eternity as another sweeper type effect that can also bring Dread Presences out of the graveyard in the late game. We have Legion's Ends, Cast Down, and Disfigures, lots of ways to kill stuff. We have Treasure Map to grind, put the right cards and pieces of the combo together, and also make those treasures, which we can sacrifice for mana of any color, which can help us cast our Hydroid Krasis if Chromatic Lantern is being stingy and hiding somewhere in the deck. So it's a ramp deck with big effects. There are other decks similar in the format that do similar type things. What I like about this one is that when you have Scapeshift with Dread Presence, you can create a one-shot kill type scenario if you can get enough swamps to enter the battlefield on the same turn. So that's what I'm going for. You can also have a Yarok in the deck if you wanted to be really kind of silly and try to get double Dread Presence activations. Yarok's a sweet card, but I don't have that many ways to abuse it with this particular deck. The only things would be the Dread Presence itself, and the Golos could fetch 2 lands. I think we can do better than that. That's not very exciting to me. So I'm going to stick with the deck without the Yarok right now, but if you want to go a little memeier and a little less control-y, you could cut some of the removal spells and run some more green and blue sources and run Yarok and Risen Reef and do that. That might be a future video. This one is all about a chromatic black approach to Dread Presence and Scapeshift. So let's go play some games and see how this deck does. We're at the bottom of Diamond, so I may as well use this opportunity to play some janky stuff that no one else would dare try in Ranked. We'll keep this. We've got a Disfigure. If we draw another land, we can Chromatic Lantern into a Dread Presence and a Swamp, hopefully. Our opponent shows us right away that they are a person of 0 culture with the mono red deck. I'm kidding, of course. You can have mono red, it's okay. We'll get the commitment out of the attack step, then Disfigure that Firebrand. If you have a light up the stage, it'll have to wait. I feel fine doing that now that I've seen that my opponent, now that I have a second Disfigure in my hand. I was a little nervous to use the first Disfigure in that spot, but now that we have the second one, we can get rid of this Steamkin and make our opponent have back-to-back Steamkins, which seems unlikely, but let's see. Shock the face. Light the stage. Good. That went kind of the way we wanted it to until the opponent revealed the new Steamkin. So now we need to draw a swamp off the top for this Dread Presence. If we do, we'll be in a fine place. If we don't, we'll be in a sad place. Hold on to your butts. I want that swamp off the top. My opponent must have another mountain to play this runaway Steamkin. No, they don't. Whoa, weird. I guess they just didn't value the Steamkin that much against removal. So, the opponent has these. We could play one of these, but then it will just get struck by lightning. It sucks, but I think we have to say go here. Really looking for a swamp off the top of the deck. We needs it, my precious. Another Pyromancer, and probably a bolt to my face. It stings. No! Alright. We'll just do it for 2 for the lulz, but we don't have to do it for 2, but at least we get rid of the Pyromancers and give ourselves another turn or 2. Maybe, if the opponent doesn't have exactly 5 or 6 points of burn here. Let's see it. Chain Whirls. Down to 4. That's not the swamp. Now I just have to play you and block. Oh, the bricking on lands has been painful. If either of these had been a land, I think this game would have turned out easy. As it is, I think we're just dying a terrible death. It's not over yet. It's pretty close to over now. Unbelievable top decks down the stretch. What can you do? Wow. Let's look at the top just to torture ourselves. Yep. Had a feeling. Oh. Urgh. No. So there's no way to cast the Krasis, but if we draw a treasure map or if we draw a lantern, that turns those on. And if this were a 5-card hand with Legion's End and Ritual's Soot, I think I'd try to keep it. Let's hope we're against another aggro deck, though, so that Legion's End and Ritual's Soot can do something. If we're not, this hand is really bad. Swamp. Blue mana. Go. I don't like this already. Tick-tock. Your go. Alright, it seemed to get their attention at least. Spectral Sailor. Yippee. Oh, blue-white. Okay. Supreme Phantom. Let the beats commence. Let's hold off. Let's get the Ritual of Soot ready. The opponent may just play favorable wins and then I'll regret it, but I think we give them a chance to play more creatures. Blue-white Flyers. Will be good if we draw a way to cast the Krasis. Eagle! Alright. Boom. Just need a lantern or a treasure map, and we'll be sitting kind of pretty. The Executioner makes a 1/1. Shock yourself. Play a fairy. Alright. This can come out tapped, and this is kind of our last hurrah going after the fairy, just in case they have another. Okay, favorable wins and moo. We're in a lot of trouble. We've flooded out on the wrong land. It's hurting. Deck hasn't really behaved for me today yet. Just play the stuff. There you go. There you go. Also, this thing's ability to take flying away is really annoying. It means we can't even block with the Krasis. That's a good draw. Let's go ahead and kill this before it can kill my Dread Presence. But yeah, that'll give us a way to kind of pick away at the Flyers every turn. And we're just looking for that blue source so we can Krasis up, and we might be in this game. If our opponent downticks to make the 4/4, we can also kill the Planeswalker, which might be worth it. But actually, when they say 4/4, we also mean 5/5. There'll be a quick clock. There you go. All right. If I can remove the 5/5, oof, could be exciting if we get another green source. All right, I'll go after you. This means that our Hydroid Krasis can block if we draw the blue source. Down to 4, big draw step coming up, and it is. Unbelievable. Just... oh, the deck is dumpstering me so hard right now. So hard. It is just taking a big old poopy dump on me. We have the treasure map this time. I guess we'll try it. Plains. Which vampire would you like to cast? None? Weirdo. Well... how about for turn 2? What's up with people today? They're just tanking on everything. Dreadhorde. All right, Feather. Legion's End can take you on. Ritual Soot's good against Feather. Gets around those protections. We got a Tajik, a Gird for Battle, a Sacred Foundry, a God's Willing, and a Mystery card. Here comes Taji Boy. Ow. The Lantern. Hello. All right. Let's go ahead and pay the 2 and get the Lantern on the field. Have it ready for battle. Let's see what the opponent does with this mix of spells. Okay, they do play another creature. They probably play Gird for Battle. They go ham. That means we're going to wipe their critters out with the Ritual of Soot, which is key. And then we'll see if they rebuild. This is one of the reasons I like Ritual over Cry of the Canarium in the deck is Feather. Ritual is a lot better against Feather, which has been a rather relentless deck in the meta. At least on the ladder. I see it all the time. Every day. Every day includes some amount of the Feta. Alright, can the opponent top deck a creature and get right back onto the pain train? That's... And a creature I can't target. That's great. That's how my day's going. Unbelievable. Alright, what do we do? We play this map and start using it. We play Hydroid Krasis and start using that. We want to make it a 3/3 Krasis to be bigger than the Shock, so we'll go for it. Golos. Golos won't save me. The opponent didn't use the God's Willing to scry. Nice draw. Nice top deck. That's great. That's really great. I'm so glad that happened. You guys, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Cast down won't help. God's Willing can get the Feather through the Krasis. Although, I guess it keeps me alive for another turn. If the opponent can't find one more point of damage, but I'm sure they'll draw Defiant Strike. The top of their deck has been perfect to them so far. The Swamp that I didn't draw last turn, so I could have a bigger Krasis to draw 2 cards and gain extra life. It's just so brutal. I know, I'm whiny today. I'm sorry. If you had the day I've had, you would be too. And, you know, you get the daily videos. Rain or shine. Rain or shine. Did they top deck lethal? In it? Yeah. Unbelievable. For better or worse. For sicker or poorer. So, for less lucky and more lucky. Unbelievable. What a train wreck. So, draw lands and we'll be fine. We need to draw a lot of them. I'm gonna try it because Ritual of Soot and Legion's End is such a good tag team. And right off the top we get a land. We're gonna need 2 more on our journey to successful Magic. But is it all turning around, you guys? Are we on the comeback train? Let's make sure that there are no more of these and that this just doesn't happen. Aw, alright. I guess I got a Pyromancer. It's okay, I've got an answer for that Pyromancer. Finale to Eternity. I think we'll just use that. It's mana efficient, and we get to use it all up, and we just prevent anything bad from happening to us. Let's go for it. This is that phase of the game where the opponent drops Chandra or Experimental Frenzy. I just want to crawl into a hole and die, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Huh? Not yet. Okay, treasure map. And with the time to use it? Madness. Madness. Yep, you bolted my face. Is that a boredom bolt, or is there a frenzy in your hand? Let's try this. What do we got here? Oh yeah, we want that. And we want another one, but fortunately the map's about to flip, so it kind of solves that problem for us. Boredom bolt number 2, you know it. Good old lightning strike. Ain't nothing like it. Just 3 damage. Some people, that's the bee's knees. That's the antithesis of competitive card games. We'll start bottoming lands now. All right. So we can flips. Man, it's a lot of lands coming down the pipe here. Let's enter tapped. We can use the Golos if we keep these treasures around, so let's say go. As for gaining life, the best way is Dread Presence if we can find it. Yep. Look at you go. What a machine. Alright. You get disfigured. You get too ugly to fight. Get out of here. Down to 4. Hello! The opponent can't kill me with 1 draw step unless I hit light up the stage and 2 bolts, but we should still play this now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright. This might get... It might even get the scoop out of the opponent. They really hate life gain. Let's hold this and play it with the Dread Presence next turn. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, we can play it with the Dread Presence next turn. Here's Crazy. All right, let's hope that the red deck lets us do our thing. All right, going for combo time. Please don't scoop, please don't scoop, please don't scoop, please don't scoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enter tapped, enter tapped, enter tapped. Oh, there they go. All right, so we're about to drain them for 14 and swing for the lethal. I don't blame them for leaving and avoiding all those clicks, but for the sake of the video, I always like to show the trigger stack go crazy. All right, we began the revenge tour last round. Let's see if we can continue it. This is a good hand against control because of the map and the proactive stuff. We haven't played control today, so I'm going to take a gamble that we're against a control deck. Dang it, I'm so bad at Magic. All right, have more gutter bones, more gutter bones. Okay, Priest. Well, Priest has got to go. That card is super obnoxious. And totally messes with our whole, like, doing cool stuff vibe. Hey! Got him. Unfortunately, our opponent's going to play this Chandra and just beat the hell out of us. Or Dreadhorde Butcher off the top. That's pretty good, too. Let's play this land. Let's play this map. Let's try to get our stuff together. That's not a sweeper. What does another land do, though? I think we have to be greedy and bottom. I think we have to. This finality is going to take way too long here. Ow! Make them stop. Doesn't look like we can beat the beatdown plan. I guess we'll pay this 2 life, help our demise come quicker, and play this Dread Presence. You know what time it is, though, guys? It's lightning strike time. See? Now the opponent can flash that back with the Chandra and get lethal, or they can do it like this. Either way works. So I kept a hand that was good against control. It turned out to be against aggro. That's the best of 1 paradigm. Paradox? Best of 1 paradox. All right, Magic fans. I can't lie to you. Today's luck has been terrible. Today's games have been a disaster. I sort of signed up to do some meme stuff at the bottom of Diamond because losing doesn't matter, but it still hurts. All right, but we're going to give it one more shot. One more game to try to salvage what has been a painful and excruciating day. So, strap on. What? Strap in. Enjoy the ride. Here we go. Can we at least try to salvage some dignity on my way out the door? Dono Vanguard. Well, this figure really likes you. If the opponent ever hits the button to pass priority, if they ever get around to it, I am gonna make you ugly. Come on, dude. You're Diamond 1 going for Mythic. You should know how this works. You hit the button, and then we keep playing the game. Yes! Okay. Sorry. A little salty today, but we're in this together. Like, you guys come back for a daily video. I make a daily video, whether I'm having a good day or a bad day. Personal life, don't feel bad about this. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing that's going to change, and it's going to be okay. Personal life, this is a bad day. Bad day for CGB, and the arena has not helped. The arena's been ice cold about it. The arena is indifferent to my pain. But it's going to be okay, and if we can get out of here with a win, maybe we can salvage a little, just a little something. So that's what we're going for. Can I get out of here with one victory? All right, so value vamps. This is not the traditional like smash, smash, mash vamps. These are vamps that produce value, which is better against cards like Ritual Set. So our opponent's not in the worst position. They do, however, take an incredible amount of time over things that look straightforward, which makes me wonder if I'm missing something or if their playstyle is just, this is just how they play. Maybe they're thinking about a Conclave Tribunal on my treasure map? It's possible. Alright, we don't want that landing to flip, which means we probably have to blow this Ritual of Soot. We do have to blow this Ritual of Soot. The opponent will still get a vampire out of the deal. It also keeps the board small if the opponent has turn 5 Champion of Dusk to draw some bonus cards here. Alright, gear up. I've got no effects. It's all about my opponent's turn here. Whatever they want to do, however long they need to take, I guess. Zealot, draw. Icon of Ancestry, pump. Alright. It's a good, really good card for the situation to help them grind against me. We draw a Legion's End. I think the play is to start getting the map rolling. It's a good card. It's a very strong card. Is it what I need right now? I think the odds of just getting smashed out of the game are so high that I need to bottom you. And I think I have enough power if the game goes long that I can win without her. So that's the strategy. Let's get rid of the Zealot, and if we're really lucky, we'll hit another one. Twilight Prophet and Sanctum Seeker stuck on one black. Oh, please stay this way. Please don't draw that swamp. Please give me a chance. I just want to get out of here on a W. Legion Lieutenant, it's a playable. It means the opponent gets to keep all the pressure on. Here they come. Down to 11. Cast down off the top. Let's get this map frickin' flipped, team, so that we can use this finality if we need to. You can also play a Golos this turn. I think that's best, just to cut some of this damage off. The other idea is we can use the cast down, but the finality is a lot better. So we want to get to that finality. Golos makes sure we do it. We give up a few treasures, but we also have a blocker, ready and willing. Enter tapped. All right, your move. Does the opponent find that black source? Do they have a removal spell? What do they have? The Icon of Ancestry is going. What do they get? A Danto Vanguard. Okay. That's a scary card, but finality does not care. Scapeshift. Well, if we find a Dread Presence, we'll be sitting pretty. For now, we could attack with this first. I think that there's a lot that can go wrong there, so I'm not going to. Finality. Well, take this action. Let's put these counters on this Golos and get a whopping 1 point of damage in as we start to turn the tide. Hopefully. Another landing. Our opponent's still stuck on 1 black mana. It does feel like a bit of a handicap match in wrestling terms, but they've been able to keep plenty of critters on the board. Let's make a Krasis. We find a Legion's End and a Chromatic Lantern, which can make Golos into a card advantage factory once we have the Lantern going. Off the top, it's the Swamp. Is it too late for the opponent? They have a Champion of Dusk. That will draw them some cards. Plenty of ammo and the mighty Sorin. Maybe they can get back in it. There's a Dread Presence. We can't quite Dread Presence Scapeshift yet. Let's play the Chromatic Lantern. We could put the Presence on the battlefield just to be there. We could also play second Golos and have another land on the battlefield to make the Scapeshift better next turn. We could also Legion's End and Cast Down. I think I'll go with the Legion's End. Try to get these lieutenants out of hand if the opponent drew more. They didn't. They did draw the Sorin though. And then we'll hold up the Cast Down and say go. We're closing in on a good situation. Twilight Prophet. It's a cast down target, that's for sure. Sorin. What does Sorin do? Puts a counter on the token. Alright. Ooh. You just want some life? That's kind of weird, right? I guess the opponent really likes life. I don't know about that attack. What do you guys think? Death Touch. I think Death Touch is a thing. It's okay. We got another Golos. It's fine. This is fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 is not 9. But it will get this job done. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to be plenty of triggers. It won't be lethal by any stretch of the imagination. Enter tapped, enter tapped, enter tapped, enter tapped, enter tapped. But we can definitely wipe the opponent out quite a bit. So you are going to die. And you are gonna die. And a whole bunch of life will be gained. Don't worry, we're going to attack down the Sorin with the Hydroid Krasis. Weak. Take that. I find that's such a feels bad. I finally did my Dread Presence Scapeshift combo and Sorin calls it weak. Such a feels bad. Okay, we got a Disfigure for the Adanto. We got a Golos to get another Dread Presence. We've got a Cast Down. Let's go ahead and run out the other Golos. Can block off a Adanto pretty well. So we can hold up or we don't need the Disfigure this turn, I should say. Let's go get another Swamp. 2 damage or draw a card. I'll take the card here. Alright, there's another Swamp, that's good. let's keep the cards coming at this point. Card Advantage Factory is open for business. Let's go ahead and cast down the Champ of Dusk. Should have just disfigured this first, since it's what keeps the opponent running the timer every chance they get. Go away. Alright, got him. Okay, closing in. Are we gonna get out of here with this janky deck on this nasty day with a little, just something salvage, with a little victory? Vona. Oh boy. It's not over. And Soren. So strong. Another scape shift for lethal? This is the way it was meant to happen. This is the way it was meant to happen. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. May as well play you. We're not going to have another use for the mana. If we're going to go, let's go the way our deck was meant to, and the opponent sees the animation, sees the writing on the wall, knows the Dread Presence will drain them to death. We got something. We pulled something from the wreckage. Let's take a quick look back at the deck. Changes, honestly, it's like, it's not a great deck for ranked. It's just, there's not much you can do. I didn't really like Liliana or Find. I think the curve of the deck and kind of the nonsense of the deck is a little bit high as it is with Hydroid Crassus and Finale. I think 2 Scape Shift is still where you want to be. You draw it too often without a Dread Presence and you didn't do anything. I love having the Find as a way to get the Dread Presence back if they all die, but at the same time, maybe that's just too much. Maybe the deck isn't meant to be that resilient. What would you play instead? I feel like some copies of Duress, maybe some Ugin would be better than Liliana to have an answer to Experimental Frenzy. Plus Ugin would reduce the cost of your Treasure Map, your Chromatic Lantern, and your Golos. So I could see some Ugin making an appearance. They're both still expensive, but they can help you stabilize the board a little bit. Finale to Eternity is okay. Maybe it's just supposed to be Cry of the Canarium so that it's a better curve. Although I really don't like Cry nearly as much. I like having a big Finale surprise in there. Maybe 1 Cry, 1 Finale. Anyway, the deck is definitely a bit nonsense, and probably not where you should be for competitive play. It's fun. Stick to the events and things like that. I wouldn't run it in ranked where everybody's whole point in life is to smash you as quickly as possible. You never really get a chance to set up a nice trick like Golos Lantern and Dread Presence Scape Shift unless things really break your way. But at the same time, I got my butt kicked all day. My optimism is low. Perhaps those of you with more hope in your heart can take it out there and do better. I hope you enjoyed this video with DREADSHIFT. It wasn't my finest hours in Arena, but thank you for spending them with me nonetheless. Your company means a lot to me. If you enjoy the content, please leave a comment. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you'd like to support the channel, there's plenty of information in the video description for that. Patreon tiers start as low as $2, and there's some bonus content, so you might enjoy it. And, you know, the good thing about a deck like this, when we have a bad day and get beat up a lot, is tomorrow will be a new deck. That's my promise, a new deck every day. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.